This is Radar from the Radar Tape Blog coming at you another edition of MLB Observations, the last MLB observation of the 2023 season. As this was the World Series, the Rangers won the series in 5 games. I predicted they would win in 6 games, but also when Adolis Garcia went out in the beginning of this, after a few games, I was like, it's not going to be easy. But then I remember what I've been saying for a long time. Why did the Arizona Diamondbacks DFA and cut Zach Davies, who's been on the roster all of last season and most of this season, as their 4th starter, and decided that they were going to go as an opener and a bullpen game throughout the playoffs? And that luck ran out because in this World Series, Merrill Kelly had been great, but Zach Gallen has had up and down starts in this postseason, and Fott is a rookie, so you never know with his innings and his arm and his health. So it's like, what are you doing? It's not like the Rangers, who technically had Andrew Heaney start or pitch out of the bullpen, have Dane Dunning, have Jonathan Gray, and Martin Perez. So they have all these guys who have been starting pitcher most of the season or their career, and they can go back and forth, and they need to in the playoffs. And that's fine to do that, as to bridge the gap if you don't trust all your relievers, let's say, and you want to eat innings in a game that's a blowout or you're being blown out, whatever the case is. The Rangers also the first team to be no-hit through 6 innings and still win the World Series. The fact that they were destroyed and like the only game the Arizona Diamondbacks won is interesting. But yeah, the Diamondbacks, I knew those come back to haunt them. Corbin Carroll, he's an amazing rookie, but again, you can't have your best player be the rookie. That was a problem. I didn't like that Gabriel Moreno in his first full season as a starter was batting 3rd, and Tommy Pham was batting 5th, and Lane Thomas was batting 7th, and you get Longoria at 8th. I would want the guy who's won a Gold Glove to bat low in the lineup, and a guy in his first season who's not Buster Posey or Joe Mauer offensively. I do like Carroll and Marte staying at the top of the lineup. That makes the most sense. And as I already mentioned, opener in a bullpen game is stupid. Stupid, just stupid. What wins World Series is you have enough starting pitching, okay? That's why in the regular season you got 5 starters if you're lucky. You may go through 6 or 7 or 8 due to injuries or ineffectiveness or trades or whatever the case is. It came back to haunt them. Texas, the whole Simeon Seager thing, I thought that was stupid, especially when Adolis Garcia got hurt and you had rookie Evan Carter, who's not just like rookie Corbin Carroll the whole season. We're talking about rookie Evan Carter, who came up the last month and a half of the season. That's a lot of pressure on him to be 3rd or 4th. And I know Mitch Garver's a good offensive catcher, but not 3rd. Nathaniel Lowe was batting 3rd for a huge chunk of the season and most of his time in Texas, so I don't know why they shouldn't keep him there. He was batting 7th, and Josh Young was batting like 8th. They did move Josh Young up to 5 and Lowe to 6 because of Adolis Garcia's injury, but still a little bit too low and a little too high for the other guy. That's why I know Corey Seager won MVP of the World Series, but I imagine if he came up, this is, let's say in a perfect world, your middle of your lineup is a combination of Corey Seager, Nathaniel Lowe, Adolis Garcia, Mitch Garver, and Josh Young. That's not a bad offensive lineup. And if the last few hitters in your lineup are Tavares in center field and Jonah Heim at catcher, how are you really going to complain about that lineup there? And Evan Carter, so if let's say Jonah Heim's 7th, Evan Carter's 8th, and 9th is Tavares, that's a really good lineup if you're having Evan Carter bat 8th. That's pretty good. So congratulations, Texas Rangers, who have never won a World Series. They were in the World Series twice, and they lost to both San Francisco and I think St. Louis those years. Congratulations to Bruce Bochy for winning the World Series. Never had an issue with this guy before. Even though DeGrom was hurt for most of the season, and Odorizzi never pitched a single inning. Fans of both those guys. Matt Bush, been around for a while. Congratulations to him. Aroldis Chapman already won before with the Cubs, but congratulations to him. Former White Sox pitcher Dane Dunning. Again, Nathan Eovaldi pitched for the Red Sox, so I always liked this guy, so congratulations to him. Jonathan Gray was in the Rockies for his whole career before coming to Texas last year. Heaney's bounced around, so it's cool he wins one. Ian Kennedy's bounced around, it's cool he gets one. Jordan Montgomery's bounced around, he gets one. Martin Perez didn't win the first time with the Rangers, but he won it this time. Scherzer, who already won a World Series before, gets it again. Will Smith, who's won one with the Giants, the Astros, and like the Braves, he keeps just bouncing around. He wins another one. Chris Stratton, who's been around the block. Huge fan of Austin Hedges, so I'm glad he wins. Not a huge fan of Mitch Garver because he played for the Twins, but he's not on the Twins. Ezekiel Duran, utility guy. I'm just saying, Nathaniel Lowe's been my guy. So congratulations to Stimmy, the former Sox player. Corey Seager, I don't hate him or love him. Same thing with Josh Young, he's a rookie. I don't really have an opinion. Josh H. Smith, the utility guy. Again, Doles Garcia Bomba is my guy. Robbie Grossman, never really liked it, but congratulations to him. Travis Kankowski is my guy. So Tavares and Carter. And Brad Miller. Always like that dude. He is, he has always been one of my favorite guys. Is a utility guy, is a DH, so I'm glad he got to win a championship. Congratulations to Will Venable, one of my favorite former players. Donnie Eckler, who Major League Baseball player. Mike Maddox. He's been a pitching coach for a long time, so when he gets a World Series, that's cool. Tony Beasley. Brett Hayes, a former Major League catcher. Bobby Wilson, another former Major League catcher. They have a lot of guys on the staff. One thing I'll say to Torey Lovullo of the Diamondbacks, he did an incredible job this year. There were people saying when the Diamondbacks were horrible for a few seasons in a row, you're like, they gotta fire this guy. No. You proved in that that he can take a small amount of talent and win because, again, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has a lot of talent, just inconsistent. Jake McCarthy and Alec Thomas, we know they're not the world's greatest hitters, and we know that Kyle Lewis is never healthy. Those were guys on their outfield. Jace Peterson, utility guy. Emmanuel Rivera's a backup. Then, obviously, they cut Nick Ahmed this year. Perdomo, I feel like, is a glorified backup. We all know Ketel Marte is good. When healthy, Christian Walker's been a nice player. They cutting Carson Kelly, I thought that was a mistake, but Moreno played really, really well. And as I mentioned, the Zach Davies thing. What's really interesting is that they traded for Paul Sewald, right? And I thought that wasn't going to be a great move because he's never been that great, right? So I find that interesting that he was the closer on this team. They had Austin Adams, a veteran. He's injured. Miguel Castro on this roster. He's a veteran. Kevin Ginkel, a veteran. Joel Mantiply, who used to be an all-star. Corbin Martin, again, he's injured. Scott McCow. Mark Melancon, they spent all this money to be the closer. He missed most of the season, if not all of it. So I just find that interesting that those are some of the guys that are on the roster. Seby Zavala, former White Sox catcher. Oh, yeah, other outfielder, I forgot his name, was Dominic Fletcher. They had him in their roster. And, of course, Pavin Smith. But, again, congratulations to the Rangers on winning the 2023 World Series. Be on the lookout for, not right away, but soon, MLB offseason observations and information for the offseason of the 2023 season going into the 2024 season. For On the Radio Blog, I'm Raider. See you guys next time.